Hey, it's Janelle and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a planner January in review. So I'm gonna show you all of the planners that I used in January, what worked, what didn't work, and my thoughts on each thing. And then we'll talk about February and what I'm gonna do moving forward. So let's get into this. Okay, so which one do I wanna talk about first? I'm overwhelmed with all of this. Okay, we'll go over these. This one, the spotted one, is just my notebook. I just jot down random notes and things, and I mainly use this for my meal planning and my grocery list. And then I just like jot down other random things in here too. Love this. This isn't going anywhere. Nothing really to show in here. It's just messy and ugly, but I always need some sort of notebook. So that's what this is. Love it. It's staying. Next is this little planner. I've been talking about wanting a daily page in my planning system like all month long pretty much. So I went to Staples and I was intrigued by this planner. It's not a daily, but I thought that it was big enough that I could use it as a daily. This is the main week that I used it here. And I just kind of made like a timeline on each day. I had to do the timeline kind of weird with the times because I like my timelines to start at 5 a.m. because that's when I start work. But since there weren't a lot of lines, like I had to skip an hour up at the top, and then I did every hour in the evening because I have more things going on in the evenings. So it was kind of a weird timeline, but honestly, it didn't bother me. It worked for what I needed it for. And then I did like my habits at the top and then a running to-do list every day. And then I would have this big open space on this side to just like jot down random notes. This was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It worked pretty good. It's just a little different than like what I'm used to for a daily. So I don't think I really settled into it. I think if I stayed in this a lot longer and gave it more time, played around with like different ways to set up each day, then I probably could really love this. So on the first week, I put the timeline on this side of each day. And then when I flipped the page, I tried to do the timeline on this side, but then the day kind of got in the way, but that didn't bother me either. I think I did like it on this side a little bit better, but I don't know. I just wasn't quite sure about this. But I tried using this. Again, didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was okay. I just think the cover is like so cute. That's what got me. So I don't know. That was my little daily experimentation fun planner thing for the month, I guess. Next, we'll talk about my journal. In my planner lineup for 2025 video that I did, I showed this Sterling Ink N1V planner, and I was saying how I was gonna try to use this for my journaling, and that didn't last long at all. This size really intrigues me. I love the size of this. I love the feel of this, but I just feel like for my journaling pages, I tried to journal in it for about a week. I glued pictures in and stuff, which I ended up ripping out. And I did not like the size of this page. The tall, skinny page for journaling just really felt restrictive. Like at first, I thought it was okay, but the more I got into it, I just did not like it. So I ended up ripping up all of my little day stickers, and then ripped up all the pictures that I put down. I don't know. I'm kind of mad at myself because I spent a lot of money on this planner because the planner itself, plus I bought this clear cover for it, which was not cheap. It was like 30 bucks for this clear cover off of Etsy. And then I also bought a Moterm cover, which those aren't cheap either. I really thought I was gonna love this and use this, and I just really hated it once I got into these journaling pages. So I did kind of experiment with trying to use this as a daily, and I actually don't mind this. So I don't know, but for journaling purposes, I just did not care for the size of this page. So what I ended up doing was this. I had this cover in my stash. I've had it for a few years. And this is a sterling ink. It's an A5 horizontal. I had bought this back when sterling ink first released their planners in September. And once I got this in my hands, you know, I'm not typically a horizontal type of planner. I don't know what I was thinking when I ordered this. I thought this could work. But once I got it and stuff, I was like, why did I buy this? I don't know. It was an impulse buy when they did their release. Frankie. Sorry, my dog's playing with his toy. I'll try to cut out as much of that as I can. But anyway, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this, but I bought it and I set it aside. I was actually going to try to resell it. It was just sitting in my closet and I had it in my head that I just wasn't going to use this and that I was probably going to sell it. Well, when I was trying to look through my stuff to see what I could use as a journal, I saw this and I was like, I could use this. Now, I'm not going to use the weekly pages or the monthly pages. I'm literally going to use just these back blank pages. That's not ideal for me for journaling, but it is what I already had and I didn't want to go buy another planner or journal when I could just use this. So all these front pages are going to stay blank. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. And I'm just using these back pages. So I pretty much re-journaled everything that I had in here and then used that to re-journal, and then I just continued. So I just like the bigger size of the A5 page. I think I got used to that last year when I used the Cousin. I thought I could downsize, and I talked a lot about that, how I didn't need a full page all the time. But once I got into this smaller page, I felt so restricted. I don't know. So anyway, we're back to an A5 page. So much better. I feel like I can put like big stickers and it's just more comfortable in here for me. So I have these little date stickers because these are blank pages. They're not dated in the back. So I just put my little date sticker on each day. I print out pictures and just journal about each day. But like, look at this. I only had one little sentence to write on this Friday, but I printed out this big picture and just put like a little thing down here, and it pretty much filled up the whole page. So that works out fine too. And then let me find like right here is a good example. I pretty much didn't touch this in the middle of the week for Wednesday, Thursday, and I think I picked this up and journaled on Friday. I really didn't have much to write for Wednesday and Thursday. These were just days my boys were in school. I worked all day. So I really didn't have much to write. So that's the nice thing about using these undated pages. I just did the 15th, 16th, and 17th, 3 days on one page. I just wrote like one little sentence for each day, something that was a little bit significant from the day. Worked out really, really good. I wasn't sure how I would like using undated pages for journaling, but it turns out it's working out pretty good. The thing about it is having these date stickers keeps me accountable for journaling for each day. If I didn't have these date stickers, I would probably skip a bunch of days. I probably wouldn't have journaled anything for these couple days. But since I had the sticker that I need to take off this page, it keeps me accountable. Just the same as like a dated page would. So I am really liking this. And this is just basically how I do my journaling pages. I just use markers and kind of write big for like the main thing that happened for the day. Then I print any pictures I have in my phone. I have a few different printers here. This is a Canon Ivy printer, and then this is a Canon Selfie printer. I like the Canon Selfie better. It prints with actual ink, so it's way better quality of photos. So I use this one as much as I can. This Canon Selfie prints these big square photos, and you can do the collages with them. So I put 4 pictures on this one photo paper, and I cut them up all the time. You can do different collages. That's how I got this size of picture, this tall one. They're all from the Canon Selfie. Anytime you buy a refill pack, it comes with the ink along with the paper. So you don't have to worry about like buying ink for it separately or anything. When you buy the refill paper, it comes with the ink that it needs. I do prefer this one over the Canon Ivy. The Canon Ivy uses that zinc paper or whatever, so it's not ink. It's the zinc stuff. I don't know what that is, but it's not as great of quality of a picture. But I do like to use this Canon Ivy for printing out my book covers. And I'll give you a sneak peek of my other planner here, just so you can see the quality of it. I don't know if you can really tell in this lighting and in this camera, but it prints out the perfect size for book covers with this Canon Ivy little printer. So I love using this for the book covers. The print quality is just not as great. So that's the difference between these two. I also have this little printer. It's like, it prints on receipt paper and it's just black and white. This is really cute and fun just for like a different look. But the only thing I've noticed with this is it fades. The pictures and the print fades pretty quickly. I used this a lot in my Hobonichi cousin last year for my journaling. And before the year was even over, there were a lot of my pictures that were faded out so bad you could barely even see them. So I've kind of stopped using this just because it does, the pictures and the prints don't really last very long on this. Just like, I guess the rubbing of it when you close your book just wears it away. I mean, it's receipt paper, so it's nothing, you know, high quality. This was a cheapo little thing that I got anyway, so every once in a while I'll use that, but just not the greatest. Anyways, that is what I use for printing out my little pictures here, and I've been using this for my journal. I love it. I'm too far into it now to switch for the year, so this is what I'm using for journaling for the year. I know now that next year I will buy an A5 journal, and I will probably get the Sterling ink daily. There's no weekly spreads in it, and that is exactly what I would need for a journal. So next year, that is probably what I'll buy for my journal. But again, since I already had this, I might as well use it, and this is gonna be my journal for the year. So that's my journaling saga. Then we have my Hobonichi Weeks. Let me move these out of the way. This is fun and cute, and I love it, and I'm obsessed with it. This is just my cute, fun little planner here. Today is the 31st, so I need to mark off all of these days. We're about to go into February, which I already set up in here. I just wrote in what I already knew was going on, and quick and easy. I don't do anything crazy with these monthly spreads. I set up every single month as far as like the washi and the little month sticker on every month in this planner. I've already showed this, but I'll show it again. So that's what my months look like. And then I've been using the weeks. I didn't really start using this planner until the 13th of January, so halfway through. I was doing little trackers for like habits, but I decided this past week, or this current week actually, to take the tracker off, and then I just did a running to-do list and my meal options for the week. I was trying to use up some of my little stickers that I found, so I just kind of already put down a bunch of little date cover things for the next few weeks. It's hard with the numbers sometimes because if you don't use them in order, then you have like random stickers and random numbers that you can't ever use again. So I was trying to use up this whole sheet. That way, you know, I would use up all of them rather than having like random dates that I could never use and would just have to go in the trash, if that makes sense. And then in my back pages, I just have all of my little lists and logs and everything that I love. I did end up filling in all of my trackers and stuff in here, so I'm caught up until the end of January. I did my currently. I journaled a little bit, just kind of like a recap of the month. My workout and walking log. I showed this in my last video about my Hobonichi Weeks, where I did this book tracker, and this is going to be like a bar graph for how many books I read each month. So I did fill that in for January. I go over all these pages more in depth in my last Hobonichi Weeks video. This is the reading log that I just added. So I filled in the books that I read for January with all that information. And then I made a little TBR list for February of some books that I want to read. I've been in a huge reading slump for the full month of January. I just have not been able to get into reading. I did end up reading 4 books, but they were like audiobooks. Even with audiobooks, I had a hard time listening to audiobooks. So anyway, I went through my Goodreads TBR and I was like, I picked out books that I'm like excited to read. I really want to read, and I'm hoping that'll get me excited, get me back into reading, and hopefully I'll have a great reading month for February. So I made a little TBR, not too many books, but just some really good books that I'm excited to read for February. That's all I have for my Hobonichi Weeks. This is not going anywhere. I love it. I'm going to continue to use it. Next, let's get into my main planner. Okay, this is my main planner. It's an Erin Condren 8x10 softbound planner, and this is what I've been using. These are the front pages. I've showed all of this before. The new things on this intro page here, I've talked about this before. I've been putting my fruit stickers on this front page. I've noticed that a lot of the fruit and vegetables that I buy either don't have stickers, or I buy like the bagged stuff. Like I buy big bags of apples. I buy big bags of green beans. Green beans don't have a sticker anyway. Cucumber don't have stickers on them because they get really wet. So like I've noticed a lot of fruit and vegetables I buy like literally don't even have the options for stickers. I'm like, well, that's disappointing. But anyway, I'll take them where I can get them. And the other thing I recently added was my little tea tags here. So I've been trying to cut back on drinking soda, and I've been switching over to tea, and I make iced tea. So I brew a tea bag, I let it steep, and then I pour it over ice with a little bit of sugar-free vanilla syrup. Vanilla syrup is really good in tea, and I never would have thought that before, but my mom gets it. My mom got me onto it, and now I love it. So I've been into trying new teas. All the different little tea bags and tea tags that I get, I'm gonna collect them here on this page. These 2 right here, I found them in my little drawer where I have my teas, and they were way in the back. Teavana, I believe, went out of business, and you cannot find it or get it anywhere anymore. And I sadly had to throw them away yesterday, but I took 2 of the tea tags off so I could at least save them. If you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but they're even yellowed because they're so old. These expired in 2020. So 5 years ago, these teas expired. So I've had them for a very, very long time. Anyway, I just decided to take the little tags off and save them before I threw them away, and I made a little note because I was gonna try to have these teas, but obviously I couldn't. I did Google like how long tea lasts or if tea even expires, and it does. It goes rancid after about 2 years, and I was way past 2 years, and they were yellowed. The bags were yellowed. These little tea tags were yellowed. I was not gonna. That is the new little thing that I added on this page. I'm gonna start collecting all of my tea tags on this page. And I think what I'll do is I'll only do like new teas that I try. I'm not going to put like, if I have like 10 cups of this one, I'm not gonna put all 10 tags on here. You know what I mean? Just like if I try a new tea, I'll add it to this little list. That's this page. And then this is the intro pages for the month of January. I did a tracker here with my workout and walks on here. And then on this page, I just put random things from the month. I put a sticker. This is a cutout of a like Smart Shopper ad that I got in the mail. I saw this and I was like, oh, that looks cool. So I just cut it out and stuck it in here. This is a little picture my son drew me. He actually drew me this like last year, and it's just kind of been floating around, and I decided I'm just gonna stick it down so it doesn't get lost or destroyed. I cut this off of a Cheetos bag because I'm obsessed with these white Cheeto Puffs. Me and my kids love these. After we finished a bag, I don't know what possessed me to cut this out, but I did, and I stuck it down here. That's what I did. So random, but that's kind of what I like about these pages, is this is what I'm gonna do every month, is just stick down random things from the month on the front page of each month. So there's that. This is what my monthly spread ended up looking like. At the beginning of the month, I just put down all the events that I know is going on. And then throughout the month, I try to go back in here and just like fill in random things that happened. Any more like notable things that happen, I try to write in after the fact. So like when TikTok got banned, and then TikTok came back the next day. That was just kind of like a funny thing. You know, who was going to the Super Bowl? I watched football all day that day. So like things like that. Yeah, I like to fill in my monthlies because I think it's fun to look back at these. This is the dashboard page. I put my currently over here. I need to fill in my highlights from the month still, but there's 4 little dots here that I can fill in some highlights. My goals for the month, I did pretty good on those. And then down here in this box, I put all of my bills information. So I have that covered up because I put the amounts and everything like that. And then on this side of the page, you can see I obviously cut out this thing off of the Cheeto bag as well. I like the white Cheeto Puffs, not the orange regular Cheeto Puffs. I like the white Cheeto Puffs. Oh, they're so good. I cannot buy them because I will eat the whole bag in like 2 days. I'll eat half the bag in one day and then the other half the next day. I can't. Anyway, and then I put the books that I read for the month. I only got 4 books read. I print out the book covers. Underneath, I put the star rating that I gave it. This one was a reread for me. I own this book, but I did listen to it on audio. If you can see, this was a reread for me. I do own the book, but I listened to it on audio from the library. This book, Look in the Mirror, was pretty lame. I did not really care for it, but I gave it a 3-star because it was just like fine, but it's forgettable. I can barely even remember anything that happened in it. The Dream Daughter, this was such a good book. I gave it 4.5 stars. So good. So good. And it's not even a type of story that I typically go for, but it's been on my TBR the longest, so I wanted to try to get that read, and I was pleasantly surprised with The Dream Daughter. It made me cry, or it made me tear up, at least, at the end. And then The September House. That was a pretty good book. I gave it a 4-star. Those are the books that I read for the month. How many books made me cry? Just one. I just teared up a little bit. How many stars I gave each one. And then my little stats down here, I read 4 on audio, 0 ebooks, 0 physical books, and then 4 from the library, 0 from Everand and 0 from my bookshelf. Everand is an app. You pay like a monthly subscription, like $12, but it has like almost every audiobook you can imagine on there. I listen to audiobooks while I work all day long. And the library, I try to get as many as I can from the library, but there are so many, especially like newer books that come out that have like the longest wait time. Some of them are like months long waits. There's times I want to read stuff sooner than 3 or 4 months, you know? I do think paying for Everand is really worth it for me. Audible, you only get 1 credit a month. It's like, I think like $15 a month, and you get 1 credit a month, which equals out to 1 book a month. Everand, you can listen to multiple throughout the month, and it's only $12 a month. So I highly recommend Everand over Audible if you are into audiobooks. And then the favorite book I read this month was obviously The Dream Daughter. That's my reading page here. I have a new camera set up, so I'm still kind of trying to like get used to where everything is gonna sit and lay in here in the camera screen. But I changed my office into a new room, and so I have a new camera set up as well, and it's better, but I just need to get used to it. Then we get into the weekly spreads. I have showed all of these on my channel before, I believe, so I'll go quickly through them. So this was the first of the year here. I didn't have a ton going on because I was off of work most of the week, so I just kind of filled in big things that happened. If you don't know, I always like to track what I'm reading and what I had for dinners at the very bottom of my pages. I try to do my weather at the top because I just like going back and looking at that. We went to Five Guys for lunch. It was $43. That killed me for me and my 2 children. Okay, that's nuts. This office kit was a really old kit that I had in my stash. I think I bought this kit. It had to be either 2020 or 2019 when I bought this kit, and I was just trying to use it up. It was the very last planner kit that I had, so I needed to use it. So that was this spread. Last week on the weekend, I just made like long to-do lists of things that I wanted to do. We started watching Beast games on Amazon Prime, and my kids like Mr. Beast. It's a really fun, like, reality type of game show, and they're trying to win money, and they do all these different games and challenges. It's actually really, really good. Me and my boys started watching Beast games. And then we get into the February pages, and then the current week is after the February monthly. So I'll just keep going through here. I made my new tracker for February. This little picture that was floating around, I had it paper clipped up front, and then the paper clip kept getting in my way when I was trying to write. Like, it made my pages bumpy. So I just stuck it down on this page just to get it out of my way. Put a few little washi scraps that I had. Like, whenever I'm doing my planning and I have washi scraps, I just stick them on my desk. And then I had these on my desk. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was gonna throw them away. And then I was like, oh, I can just put them in here. So I think for this month, I'm gonna just put all my little washi scraps on this page. Again, I wanna fill this page in with just random stuff from the month. This is my February monthly page, and I get the Coffee Monsters Co. subscription box. It's a quarterly box, which is perfect. You only get it once every 3 months, and this is in one of her previous subscription boxes. It came with these little number stickers, and I wanted to use them, so I put them down. I do not like it. I don't like using number stickers on my monthly calendars, because when I see a sticker in my brain, that means like something's going on. When I just like look at this at a glance, it's like, whoa, it's way too much. You know what I mean? Just used them up. And then these also came with it. The whole theme was like breakfast. So these are all just cute little deco stickers. And then these are all like little breakfast themed numbers. I don't love it just because it is so much. It feels so cluttered on the page when literally not even that much is going on, but it looks like a lot is going on. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's still cute, you know? Oh my gosh, and this. I'm obsessed with this. I found this little image on Instagram. I printed it with my printer, and it's really horrible quality. I was gonna throw it away, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna paste it down on my monthly spread. And it just made me laugh. I'm obsessed with this little image. That's it. You're going in the soup. You're going in the soup. I'm done with you. So it just made me laugh, and I had to put it on my monthly spread here. That is what my February monthly looks like so far. Then this is the dashboard page. I just kind of got it set up. Nothing to fill in there yet. Actually, I could put my goals down. I need to figure out what my February goals are and then put them down here. Oh, and I could probably fill in my bill stuff too. So I got a couple things to do on this page. And then this is the current week. I kind of did like a little bit of a celebration theme because my birthday was on Monday. This is what this week is looking like so far. And then we get into next week, which I haven't planned out yet. In my last video, I was mentioning that I was kind of itching to switch up my planners. So, do I want to switch this planner up? No, I do not, because I was thinking about it. And yes, it's fun to set up a new planner, but I honestly feel really, really settled in this planner. I used all of my favorite stickers on this cover, okay? I love these stickers. Just feel like it's me. You know, I'm starting little collections in here. This size is honestly working for me really, really well. I wasn't sure how I would like this big giant planner. This planner is really giant in real life. Sometimes it's hard to tell on camera and on videos, but this planner felt huge to me when I first got it. So I wasn't sure how I would really like it once I really got into using it, and it's working. It is working for me. I think I am in my giant planner era because I always try to downsize and use tiny planners, and then I feel cluttered and restricted, and this just has so much room in it for anything that I could want to write down. And obviously I'm finding things to put in it, you know? I'm feeling settled in this planner. I do not feel like I can switch out of this planner. So I'm not gonna switch out of this planner. I am staying in this planner for February. I still have the dilemma of wanting and needing a daily page. I don't want to continue using this right now. Maybe in the future I can hop back into that, but no. I made a little purchase. This is an A5 day designer. I got it from Target. I had to order it online because I don't have a Target anywhere near me. And I wanted this A5 size. I went to my local Staples and they did not have this size. They only had the giant one and I didn't want that. I'm gonna try using this for a daily page. I was sitting there trying to think like what worked for me in the past for dailies. And that answer was day designers. I love my past day designers. They worked for me. So I'm going back to a day designer for my daily pages. So I just got it, I think I got it Wednesday night. So I just started using it Thursday, which was yesterday. This is how I used it yesterday. And then this is today's setup. The thing with dailies for me is dailies are usually not anything that I keep to look back on or for memories or whatever. Like I don't need to look back at old to-do lists. So for me, dailies, like they can be messy, they can be ugly, and I can switch in and out of them super easily because I'm not trying to like keep the whole thing in one book for memories. You know what I mean? I am gonna use this as long as I need to, as long as I want to. If I ever wanna switch out into this one maybe to try that again, I can try to use this as like little daily pages as well. Now I got my day designer and I'm gonna use these for dailies for now. Something else I wanna show really, really quickly. So like I said, I ordered this from Target. I had to order it online. I ordered some new tea in that order, some tea that I can't get in my town. And then I needed like a few more dollars in order to get free shipping or whatever. So I ordered these little mini highlighters. Aren't they so cute? They were like $7.99, I think. I liked the pastel colors. A lot of my mild liners are starting to dry out because I've had them so long and I've used them up. So I recently had to throw away like 4 of my mild liners. And so these were like the light pastel-y colors. It was in the little recommended, like people who buy this day designer sometimes buy this. And I needed a few more dollars so I could get free shipping. So I just threw them in. Do I need more markers and highlighters? Absolutely not, but I did it. So these are Altitude brand. And I did a little swatchies on one of these front pages right here. So these are little swatchies for it. I just got some fun new little markers to use on my day designer. So that's what this purple one is this one here. This little green one's this one here. These are like mini highlighters. So these are going to be really annoying to store. That's the only thing I thought of because I do have one other set of like square highlighters and they are so annoying. Let me show you. I'm just rambling, aren't I? I have these. I bought these off Amazon a long time ago, but they're square. You see that? And they do not nicely fit in this little container that I have. I have to put some of them over here because, you know, it just isn't ideal. They're kind of large and obnoxious is my point. And then these are also square and large, but they're short. So I was thinking I have this too for like my pens and mild liners and dot markers. And it's a little spinning caddy. I can't put them in here because they're too short and they're gonna fall down into the bottom and I won't ever be able to find them or get them out easily. So I probably should have thought about that, but you know, it was an impulse purchase. But they're cute and fun. I'll find a place for them. But I just want to show these. I love showing cute little fun new things and I'll definitely use them for sure. So I believe that is everything. So this is gonna be upcoming for February that I'm gonna start using. Going to continue using this and my Hobonichi Weeks. I've been using this as my new journal. I haven't shown anything about my journal since like my planner lineup, I don't think. So I just wanted to mention that. And for now, I'm kicking this thing to the curb. But I might go into it later when I feel like it. You know how it goes. This is probably a super long video. I don't know. I've been rambling. Thank you for coming along today with me while I talked all about my planners that I used in the month of January. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!